Hey guys, I'm Sarah from Ensign Insights. The pen I'm talking about is Crayola. I'm sure you probably have some lying around in your house right now, and if you don't, they are so cheap. You can do everything like a brush pen with these. If you haven't used them for brush lettering yet, your world is about to change. So grab some Crayolas and let's get started. I have lots of different kinds of Crayola markers, so I'm going to go through each type that I have and show you which ones are worth it and which ones you should avoid and save your money for something else. So first I will show you the Crayola Supertips. These ones, when I was first starting out, I didn't like them as much. I had a friend who really loved them, but I preferred the Broadline at the beginning. But you can see that they do work for brush lettering. You can get a thick downstroke and a thin upstroke. The nib is pretty small, so you push really hard and you can only get so thick of a downstroke. They have a pack of 100 colors. I just have the 50 pack and it is plenty of colors. I love how many colors comes with it. And I do like these ones more now than when I started out, although I would recommend to any beginner starting with the Broadline and the Supertips, just so you can see the difference and so you can decide for yourself which one you like better. If you have tried these and have struggled with them, maybe try them again, or maybe try Broadline, but really the only trick is you do have to press hard so you're actually bending the nib. A lot of people think that the nib might get ruined if you do that, but it won't. Same with the Broadline as well. Just bend the nib and that's how you're gonna get those thick downstrokes. And the same with Broadline. You can get a bigger contrast of thick and thin because the nib of the Broadline is thicker than the Supertips. You can get quite a variety. So right here I'm doing a very thin downstroke to show that it doesn't have to be really thick. And then when I start the quote on the right side, then I will use a thicker downstroke so you can kind of see the difference. And these are so nice because it's a lot easier to control the upstroke since it's not an actual brush tip that's really flimsy. Instead, it's an actual marker nib that holds its shape a lot better. So these ones are a great way to get the feel of what it's supposed to be like when you do thick downstrokes and thin upstrokes. Practice your muscle memory before moving on to an actual brush pen. And because the price is so good for these, you don't feel bad about buying them and buying more colors. You can find them basically anywhere. Next we have the Crayola brush pens. Listen. So they are extra squeaky. I tried to show you that the nib stays bent. I don't think it did this right at the beginning when I first bought these because I loved them. At first I was so excited about them. They just came out in 2017 and I was so excited. I bought them for myself, I bought them for my sister-in-law, and I was recommending them. But now it's like the nib stays bent. It's not flexible, like it doesn't bounce back, which is really important for a good brush pen. These are supposed to be real brush pens instead of like the Broadline that are you're just kind of pretending with them, but they don't work. And everybody that I've talked to says that they prefer Broadline over these. So in the end, I would say to save your money because these are not worth it. They're not gonna last. You can also see that the fine point is a different color from the brush tip. So the fine point, like on Tombow dual brush pens, the fine point is the same color as the brush tip, which is really nice for when you're doing certain designs and you need that. However, on here I used the same color for the alphabet above and then the monoline alphabet, and you can see that they are very different. But there are a lot of the colors in the fine tips that I like by themselves, but honestly I would prefer all different colors of brush tips or all different colors of fine tips over having different colors of the brush tip and the fine tip in the same package. It just seems a little weird to me. And there was also a really weird neon yellow. Nothing else is neon, so why is just one neon? So I definitely wouldn't recommend these even for the fine tips, even though now I will use them, but there are other fine tip pens that I like better. Next are the Crayola glitter markers, and I've seen a few different types. I only have one. I'm sure they're probably the same. You can find them at almost any store that you find other Crayolas. And these ones, basically, they remind me of gel pens, but a thicker point. So the ink inside, you can actually see the ink moving around. You shake it up, and then you push the end of the nib to make more ink come out. So they are more juicy than some gel pens. If you like gel pens and maybe you want to color with them and use more ink than what you could do with gel pens, then these are a great solution. They are very glittery. It's hard to see in the lighting, but they are very glittery. The color comes through really strong. These are better glitter markers than other glitter markers I have tried that did not have almost any glitter in them. So these ones are great for that. You can blend them together pretty well. I would recommend these if you want to do any coloring with glitter, or if you want to add any small embellishments to your lettering, or just if you like watching glitter move. I honestly don't use mine as much as I used to, but they are good markers. And next are my Crayola metallic markers. These ones were harder for me to find. I think they're most places now. I got these at Hobby Lobby, but I couldn't find them at Walmart. I don't know if Walmart or Target has them now. But unfortunately, my pink one, it got moldy. It was really weird. I opened it up one day. I hadn't used it for months. And I opened it up and it was like this fuzzy stuff coming off. So I think some of the pigments maybe get moldy. I don't know. It was really gross. And so I cleaned it off, and all of the metallic of the pink is gone. So, which is sad because that really is the color that I want to use. So I guess these can be considered similar to gel pens as well, just thicker point. They do write very smooth, but I would be worried if I bought another pack that one of them would get moldy again. They write really, really beautifully on black paper. The color comes through really well. They're not my favorite colors to use, but I really like the black one. I would maybe use the copper one in some kind of embellishments. I don't really love that gold, and I hardly ever use silver, so metallic isn't really my favorite. But if you love metallic over bright colors, then you will probably like these. And lastly, I just wanted to show, these are Crayola brush markers, but they're really cheap. I don't even remember where I got these. Maybe even the dollar store, or maybe the little tiny section in Walmart. It comes in a pack of 5, and it has a clear lid and then the colored pen body. They are super juicy. I did use up 2 of the markers because in the beginning I used these a lot. The nib is like really flexible, and so it's kind of tricky to get a hang of it because it's so flexible but it doesn't bounce back exactly. So it's not that high quality of a brush pen, but they're so cheap, and so why not try them? They are really juicy, and honestly I probably like them better than the actual Crayola brush pens that come in the tin, the dual pens. In the end, I hope this video gave you an idea of which ones you might want to try. My very favorite forever and ever will always be Crayola Broadline. They are so good. Even some of my lettering friends who are non-beginners still love them so much. So they are definitely a favorite of many. But I would love to know, have you tried them? Have you tried the Supertips? Which one do you like better? When I did a poll on Instagram, it was almost 50-50, with Broadline pulling out ahead barely. So leave your vote in the comments below and let me know if there's any other ones that you want to try, or if you have tried any other Crayola pens that I have not tried here. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I will see you next time.